All right, first show of the year, smiles on our faces. Leo the Suit is back, and today we're talking about a preview of the 2009 North American International Auto Show in Detroit. It's going to be a new format with a coin toss to determine which side of the argument Leo the Suit and I argue. I'm Matt Farah, and you're watching Garage 419. All right, Leo, we have the Detroit Auto Show coming up next week. Got a whole bunch of new models coming out in concept or production form there. And what we're going to do is have a little debate on this program using this coin. We're going to talk about one car versus another, and it's going to be entirely dependent on the coin toss which car we choose. So, topic one, Toyota Prius versus Honda Insight. And the coin says, I will be taking the Honda Insight and you will be taking the Toyota Prius. Honda Insight, I'll admit, is basically just a knockoff of the Prius. It looks like it, has a lot of the same goals and features, except here's the thing, it's $2,000 less than the Prius. Cheaper to manufacture and therefore cheaper to sell.
I'm going to invoke your Mini Cooper philosophy with Prius. Besides the fact that Toyota Prius is the original and the most popular hybrid, it's not all about being the cheapest small car. It's all about being a complete car. And Prius has features and accoutrements and benefits, as well as all that hybrid technology, synergy drive, I think Toyota calls it, that they are now famous for. Okay, I'm going to refute your argument by saying the Prius is not the original hybrid. Actually, the first Honda Insight was the original hybrid. I just think that because it looked like a jelly bean, it didn't actually sell that well, and it wasn't marketed properly as being an advanced technology. Well, you're right and wrong.
When the Prius came out with 4 doors, that's when it was like, okay, we can have this.
You're right and wrong. It was, Honda was the first one, strike one, they failed. The first success was Toyota Prius.
Yeah, but that's because people in California are smug, and Larry David drove one. Look, listen, if I'm going to drive a hybrid to save gas, I want it to be cheaper. I want everything to be cheaper. I want better economy, and I want the car to be cheaper, and Honda does that.
Well, I wish the Honda looked different than the Prius, but we'll see who wins.
Unfortunately, in the battle of smug, it's a tie. Now, the all-new Ford Taurus versus the Buick Lacrosse. Here we go. Oh, and what do you know? I get the Buick Lacrosse again. So, Buick Lacrosse is actually kind of the American version of the Invicta concept shown at the Beijing Auto Show recently, and they're attempting to actually put some style back in the Buick brand, which has been lacking since the '60s.
Well, I like having the Ford Taurus as the choice again, because once again I get to defend the most popular car in the category.
Okay, defend it then. Let's hear it.
Well, Taurus. Here's what I see. Ford Taurus is one of those cars that's going to invoke Ford's European car philosophy. European styling, European handling, European feel. You've got a Chinese-American Buick. Well,
here's what I say about that. In China, the most luxury you can get is a Buick. They want Buicks. The emperor back in the day rolled up in a Buick. So everyone, even like the really rich people over there, want Buicks. And GM is using that strategy to put some style back into the brand. They're basing it on the new Malibu platform, the Epsilon 2 platform, and by adding some muscular-looking curves to the shoulders of the car, some real style to it. It kind of looks like a Lexus GS 300, but that's not entirely a bad thing to say about a Buick. You know, this is a car that GM's reliability has gone up, and all it needs is a little style and image, and they'll actually probably sell, maybe not in this country, but in China they'll sell millions of them.
Well, Mullally came up with 500 reasons why to rebadge this thing Taurus. The car has, the car that's coming, the Ford Taurus, will have not only its sedan-type essence and be a Taurus, not be a Lexus, not be a Buick, not be anything else. It's going to have an SHO version coming, and you can talk about the look of horsepower. This thing apparently will have horsepower.
You know what? I honestly can't argue with the Taurus SHO with a twin-turbo 6-cylinder and all-wheel drive. That may be the way to go, but if I was going to move to China, I would be whipping a Buick.
I'll buy you the ticket, because forget it. Go ahead.
No, please don't buy the ticket. So then we got convertible versus convertible. We got the new 2010 Shelby GT500 and the new BMW Z4 with the retractable hardtop. Let's check out the coin toss. And, oh, I'm Z4. You're Shelby GT500. Let me hear what you got.
A macho versus metrosexual. Let's start there. It's a Mustang.
Just because I'm tan doesn't mean I get it artificially.
Well, it's that head shave thing you got going on. Okay, Mustang, Shelby, 540 horsepower. Race car tuned suspension. Yeah. Basically the KR now in a better version of the Mustang. A great looking shape, wonderful nose. It drives, it handles, it's a Mustang. What's better than the fastest Mustang with no roof?
All right, all right, here we go. It looks good. The new Z4, I didn't like the old Z4. The new Z4 pulls its styling cues from the CS concept, which is the best looking BMW concept in the last 15 years I can remember. You've got that amazing twin turbo 6-cylinder out of the 335i, which is pretty much unanimously decided was the engine of the year in 2008. It makes over 300 horsepower in a small package. You know it's going to handle because it's a roadster. And even though it may have a retractable hardtop, which is my favorite option, it really does make the car a year-round car as opposed to before where the Z4 was more of a weekend car. And there's going to be a V8. We're going to have an M version with a V8 in it. And I mean, listen, BMW, Roadster, V8, come on, really?
Well, I'm glad you mentioned horsepower because with that heavy roof, whether it's aluminum or not, being lugged around, changing the roll center of the whole car, yeah, I'm going to go with the Mustang as a better performer.
I'll put a Z4 up against the Shelby on a slalom course any day of the week.
Well, and I'll pick the, no, forget it. Move on.
Gotcha. When we come back, we're going to talk about luxury hybrids and exotics right here on Garage 419. Stick around.
We generated so much air force and downforce that it burnt the paint on the edge of the spoiler.
Wow,
it made
really?
like a pinstripe. It was really wild.
That's crazy.
Garage419.com. Be there. All right, we're back with the Detroit Auto Show coin toss flip-off. There we go. Leo the student on the program, still. And here we go. Ready? We're back on hybrids. We've got the Fisker Karma, and then we've got the Ford Fusion Hybrid. The Fusion Hybrid is already out, at least as far as press goes, and the Fisker Karma is going to be unveiled in production form in Detroit. So, here we go, and number one. Fisker Karma would be I, Ford Fusion Hybrid would be you, Leo the Suit. I am all about the Fisker Karma. I think with a parallel hybrid system that basically just has a gas engine to charge batteries which run electric motors to move the car. You follow me there? Got me, Leo? Okay.
I'm with you.
Follow me, good. Yeah. So, it's going to be fast, it's going to be luxurious. For what it is and how it looks, it's reasonably priced, and it's designed by one of the great car designers of all time, Heinrich Fisker. How do you go wrong?
A BMW not bangle guy.
Exactly.
But here's the thing with Ford Fusion. It looks like Ford has figured out how to build a really, really brilliant hybrid. Everything we hear about this thing with its 4-cylinder motor and its hybrid technology, it's going to get great mileage. It's going to do the hybrid thing better
I've heard
than
it gets in the
anything
40s. Is that
I'm hearing
verified?
that too. I'm hearing that too. So, and this is not a little econo-boxy car. This is a Fusion, a regular car. And it's got Ford look, it's got European styling, it performs. It may not be for the little mega elite that a Fisker will be, but for the masses, for the common person,
look, they're two different cars. They really are. And what I like about the Fisker is really the styling of it. I think it looks great, and I think even if it had a gas engine and wasn't a hybrid, like it would still be something that's cool. The same way a Maserati Quattroporte is, although hopefully it would be a little more reliable than that.
And this is not the bangle guy, right?
No. Fisker has done Aston Martin. He's done some Jaguar stuff. I mean, a lot of the really prominent, the BMW Z8 Fisker did. I mean, really, really classy looking cars. With the Fusion, what's nice about the Fusion is it's got all the economy you want from something like that, but it's got none of the smugness. It's not overly badged. It's not styled specifically for that. It goes both ways. It's functional, whereas the Fisker is just kind of pretty. Got anything else? Have I just cleaned out your whole argument there?
We're moving on.
All right, we'll move on. The most important thing on the list, the exotics. Okay, we've got the Audi R8 V10. Okay, Gallardo engine, and then of course we have the Mercedes-Benz SLR McLaren Sterling Moss with no windshield and just a really ridiculously cool looking car. So let's see what we've got here for exotics. Oh, you get the R8, I get the SLR Sterling Moss. Go.
Audi R8, world champions, Le Mans winners, bringing the Le Mans technology to the street. I know it's not the TDI diesel, but
that would be badass.
But that would be badass. But it's still an Audi. It's got a V10 motor. It's gonna fly. It looks great.
Right. I mean, pretty much everyone's argument so far has been for the R8 to have more power. That's if they have the argument, and they apparently are solving that by dumping a Lamborghini motor in it. On the other hand, people for the SLR have been saying, you know what I really want? I really want this car without a windshield. Can we get that as an option? That is an option I really want on my SLR, the no windshield option. So when I'm going 217 miles an hour and I get a June bug to actually projectile into my nose, causing me to need major surgery because I've not worn a face mask.
McLaren and Mercedes are ending their relationship with this SLR. I guess they ran out of windshields.
They ran out of parts.
Okay.
The parts were in their combined pot, and so no. Listen, here's my what I love about the SLR McLaren is it is absolutely completely ridiculous, useless, and I love that about it. I love cars that have no purpose whatsoever, but that I still really want in my driveway just because they're that cool. I would wear a full face mask and helmet and drive this thing to get coffee in the morning just because. On the other hand, they're unveiling it at the Detroit Auto Show, and they're not going to sell it in this country. How are you going to do that to me? That's like, sorry, I got to go. My mom's home. Sorry.
Well, it's the Detroit International Auto Show. You forget.
You know what? I don't care about International Auto Show.
Why do we have Sterling Moss associated with this?
Well, he obviously won the Milli Millia in that 300 SLR, back in the day. There are many styling cues on the new SLR from that, with the side exhaust and the big vents on the side of the car, and the no windshield.
Is it faster?
Then what?
The SLR.
On the top speed, supposedly it goes 217. I mean, maybe it's a little bit, but listen, if you are brave enough to go even close to that speed with no windshield, you get one of these, buddy.
So here's why I love the Audi, to finish it up. It doesn't look like a little boy toy Lamborghini, and it's a serious race car.
No, it absolutely stands alone. And you know what? I can't argue. It's hard to argue exotics one against another. Would you be unhappy driving either of them?
No, I'd love it, and thank God they, deified Moss, not like Mosley with an SS version. I wanted to do that joke for years.
Oh, you've been holding that one in. Thanks, Leo. We will see you guys. Well, we won't see you, but someone will certainly see you guys at the 2009 Detroit International Auto Show. Leo, thank you very much once again. I'm Matt Farah, and you guys have been watching Garage 419.